So I was on the old Twitter machine the other day, and it seems everybody has this theory. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty gross. Could Ant-Man literally go up inside Thanos' ass and kill him by growing back up into a massive size, pretty much just exploding him from the inside? Now, being the curious person that I am, I actually did ponder this question. This idea that started through a meme actually kind of started to make sense. So I dove into my own research, looking to see exactly how possible it would be. By the way, I know because science has already actually made this video, looking at the science, exactly how this would work, but I'm deciding to take more of a lore-based look at this idea. However, after watching this entire video and leaving a like and subscribing and stuff, you should go absolutely watch that because they're freaking awesome. Anyways, hey guys, my name is EJ, and today I asked the question, could Ant-Man really defeat Thanos? So, this battle seems pretty interesting, right? It almost seems that Ant-Man, out of everybody in the Marvel Universe, could actually stand a chance at beating Thanos through this disgusting method. I mean, if Ant-Man really wanted to, couldn't he just destroy Thanos from the inside? Or perhaps could he just grow into a large size and merely stomp on Thanos? Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. First off, before we actually get started, I do want to point out that everything we talk about in this video will be under the assumption that Thanos does not have the Infinity Gauntlet. It's just so unbelievably overpowered, to the point where I could say any possibility for Thanos to win, and it could come true. So we're not going to discuss this battle with the Infinity Gauntlet present, as it pretty much just gives Thanos an instant win. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at this is if Ant-Man became a massive being. In the MCU, his tallest point is typically recognized to be about
65 feet.
But he does seem to do this pretty easily. Later in that same movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, he goes to a boat and essentially takes back Hank's lab from one of the villains. Now, to get to the boat, he actually did grow into another version of the massive Ant-Man, or the Gi-Ant-Man. That's not going to be the end of the terrible puns in this video. And in this scene with the ferry, you can actually hear a news reporter saying,
"He's got to be 85 feet tall."
So since he actually does start to get a little bit woozy around this height before essentially passing out, I'm going to assume the tallest point he can realistically go, rounding up, would probably be around 100 feet. However, even though he can probably grow to this massive height of 100 feet tall, I still don't think that would be enough to beat Thanos. Even if Ant-Man was 200, 300, maybe even 1,000 feet, this wouldn't be enough to properly squash Thanos and kill him. Take a look at this scene from Infinity War. He is literally being crushed by a massive solid boulder, at least 4 or 5, possibly 6 stories in height. And all that really did was, make Thanos angry. So I don't think going tall would be Ant-Man's best bet. What about going small? Well, time to finally look at what inspired me to make this video. Could Ant-Man really just shrink down, go into the vessel of Thanos, and then grow back up into a massive size, effectively exploding Thanos from the inside? Perhaps leaving him to look a bit like Agent K at the end of Men in Black. Well, I don't think this would kill him. At least not in the way people tend to consider. Sure, he could just shrink down and climb into the anus of Thanos, if that's where you want to lead your imagination to. That is, provided Thanos' heightened senses doesn't feel him going inside him. But the idea of him just growing back up into a massive size, effectively exploding Thanos, that wouldn't necessarily work. Take a look at this scene to help prove my point.
That for a drop of blood.
And you see, that's why. His skin, even after taking all this damage on Titan from 8 super-powered beings, is still barely affected. This is because Thanos is actually practically impenetrable. If a normal person were to try and punch Thanos, well, let's just say they'd look a lot like Deadpool when he tries to punch Colossus. So let's take a look back at our analogy. Or, in this case, anal -logy. God, these puns are just getting worse and worse, aren't they? Thanos' skin is practically impenetrable. It would still sustain its shape if Ant-Man were to try to grow into a massive size. So in theory, Thanos' outer shell wouldn't be broken. In fact, Ant-Man's body would probably be dead literally inside the vessel of Thanos, due to the impact of Ant-Man trying to grow into a massive height at such an immense speed. But that doesn't mean it's not a win for the Avengers. Assuming that Thanos is not some sort of jello-like monster, Ant-Man would still effectively kill him. If we go off of the assumption that Thanos has more of a human-like structure with all of his bones and organs, then all those bones and organs would collapse over the body of the now dead Ant-Man. So, Ant-Man, through the most disgusting route he could possibly go through, would effectively kill Thanos. He'd just have to be the most ultimate hero to do it. To try and save everybody, Ant-Man would not only have to sacrifice his life, but also he would have to sacrifice his good hygiene. Anyways, that's gonna have to be the end of this video here. Did you guys like it? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of my over-analytic and dorky content, why not check out this video here? And while you're staring at this outro screen, why not click this little subscribe button? Anyways, hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye! Yo.